Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Dig Lazarus Dig by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. As always, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So if you would like to make a request, just put it in the comments and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So, I don't think I've ever heard anything from Nick Cave. In fact, I never even heard the name Nick Cave until I listened to a Nothing But Thieves song called Real Love Song, where he mentions, like, I want that Nick Cave love. No idea what that means, but I'm assuming Nick Cave has made some love songs. No idea. So going in pretty blind with not but a Nothing But Thieves reference to go off of. So I'm just hoping for a good song. Anyway, let's get into it. Again, this is Dig Lazarus Dig by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I'm watching the official music video, just off screen. So sorry, just for me. Here we go.
His nest up in the autumn branches, built from nothing but high hopes and thin air. He collected up some baby blasted mothers. They took their chances, and for a while they lived quite happily up there. He came from New York City, man, but he couldn't take the pace, and thought it was like a dog-eat-dog world. Then he went to San Francisco, spent a year in outer space with a sweet little San Franciscan girl. I can hear my mother wailing and a whole lot of scraping of chairs. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself back in jail. Meanwhile, Larry made up names for the ladies, like Miss Boo and Miss Quick. He stockpiled weapons and took pot shots in the air. He feasted on their lovely bodies like a lunatic and wrapped himself up in their soft yellow hair. I can hear chants and incantations, and some guy is mentioning me in his prayers. Well, I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself back in New York City, man, San Francisco, LA, I don't know. But Larry grew increasingly neurotic and obscene. I mean, he never asked to be raised up from the tomb. I mean, no one ever actually asked him to forsake his dreams. He ended up, like so many of them do, back on the streets of New York City, in a soup queue, a dope fiend, a slave, then prison, then the madhouse, then the grave. Oh, poor Larry. But what do we really know of the dead, and who actually cares? Well, I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself. Lazarus, dig yourself.
I like that a whole lot. That was just such a fun listen. I'm glad I watched the music video because it's kind of silly as well, but that was just so groovy and fun to listen to. It was an easy listen. It was fun. The vocal style was really fun. The instrumentation was really fun. The lyrics were weird. That was a great song. I loved that. So, hey, let's break it down piece by piece. Let's start with those lyrics. First, here it says the title track and also the first single from Dig, Lazarus Dig, released on 18th of February 2008. On the album cover, we can read that the song was written for Larry Sloman. Nick Cave says, ever since I can remember hearing the Lazarus story when I was a kid, back in church, I was disturbed and worried by it, traumatized actually. We are all, of course, in awe of the greatest of Christ's miracles, raising a man from the dead, but I couldn't help but wonder how Lazarus felt about it. As a child, it gave me the creeps, to be honest. I don't think I know the story of Lazarus personally, so, all right, let's take a look at those lyrics. So, says, dig yourself, Lazarus, dig yourself back in that hole. Nick Cave reacts to the story of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead, which is John 11, 1 through 44. Okay, and there's like some art here of it. So yeah, I guess he's just like, yeah, you're not dead, get up here. Um, Larry made his nest up in the autumn in the autumn branches, built from nothing but high hopes and thin air, collected up some baby blasted mothers. They took their chances, and for a while they lived quite happily up there. He came from New York City, man, but he couldn't take the pace. He thought it was like a dog eat dog world, but he went to San Francisco, spent a year in outer space with a sweet little Franciscan girl. With a sweet little San Franciscan girl, I can hear my mother wailing and a whole lot of scraping of chairs. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Hmm. Dig yourself, Lazarus, dig yourself back into that hole I want you to dig. Yeah, New York City, he had to get out of there. And San Francisco, well, I don't know. And then to LA, where he spent about a day. He thought even the pale sky stars were smart enough to keep well away from LA. Meanwhile, is Larry Lazarus? Is that like his nickname for him? Larry made up names for the ladies like Miss Boo and Miss Quick. He stockpiled weapons and took pot shots in the air. He feasted on their lovely bodies like a lunatic and wrapped himself up in their soft yellow hair. I can hear chants and incantations, and some guy is mentioning me in his prayers. So I wonder if it's kind of a modern telling of the story of Lazarus. Like he's raised from the dead and decides to just go off the deep end, go from New York to San Francisco to LA, just looking for trouble, stockpiling weapons, all kinds of weird stuff. Well, I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Maybe there's something not right with him now that he's been resurrected. Dig yourself, Lazarus. Dig yourself back into that hole I want you to dig. Well, New York City, man, San Francisco, LA, I don't know, but Larry grew increasingly neurotic and obscene. I mean, he never asked to be raised up from the tomb. There it is. I mean, no one ever actually asked him to forsake his dreams. Anyway, to cut a long story short, fame finally found him. Nice alliteration. Mirrors became his torturers. Cameras snapped him at every chance. The women all went back to their homes and their husbands, secret smiles in the corners of their mouths. He ended up like so many of them do, back in the streets of New York City, in a soup queue, a dope fiend, a slave, then imprisoned in the madhouse, then the grave. Oh, poor Larry, but what do we really know of the dead? And who actually cares? Wow. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like sounds like Lazarus kind of bounced around and just went off the deep end. Well, I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on upstairs. Dig yourself, Lazarus. Dig yourself back into that hole I want you to dig. I wonder if this is also sort of a metaphor for like trying to make it in showbiz. I get that just because of that last verse where he's just like so many others, he ends up back in New York, basically poor and on the streets, homeless, that kind of thing. So I wonder if it's that idea of like trying to make it big out in California and just failing to do so. I mean, I really don't know. Or if it's just, like I said, a modern retelling of, I guess, the story of Lazarus. Either way, I thought it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting lyrically. There's a lot of different ways I'm sure you could take it. I mean, Nick Cave himself says, yeah, it's about the story of Lazarus or whatever, at least on the surface. So, I mean, there's that. But lyrically, yeah, very interesting song. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up lyrically. So, As far as the instrumentation and the vocals go, like I said, I liked the vocal style, almost spoken word in nature. And then with the backup vocals with the Dig Lazarus Dig, I thought that was a nice touch, really retro sounding to me. When did this actually song come out? Let's see, 2008. Okay, so it has a very classic feel to it. Definitely feels like it came out before 2008. But I like that about it. Um, so yeah, musically it was a lot of fun. Like I said, very groovy, very reminiscent of like classic pop rock type stuff. And like I said, like the vocal delivery, the instrumentation was fun. I give it two thumbs up there as well. And then as far as replay value goes, I think this one's going to go on the playlist. It's easy to listen to. I like the instrumentation. I like the vocals. The lyrics are interesting and kind of weird, kind of out there. And so this one was just a really fun listen. And I honestly can't wait to listen to it again. I'm giving it two thumbs up across the board. Overall, a very good song. Had a great time. So thank you so much for whoever requested this one. Keep more Nick Cave requests coming. I remember saying I've seen a few people request Nick Cave at this point, and I think I have a few of his songs on the list already. But let me know and I'll add more. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, of course, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. It helps out a lot. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see y'all later. Bye.